So here's my setup for this hunt. I got a camo cloth. Make a little blind. Right there is my over-the-shoulder camera. Okay, so it's December 27th, and in that previous video segment you saw the hunt from yesterday evening. And after I shot and I watched the deer run off, I decided to leave it. It was getting close to dark, and it's real cold, so decided to leave it and come back and figure out what happened. When I watched the deer run off, I didn't have a good feeling because he did not look hit. So I went home and I looked at the video, took a couple still shots, and this is where the video is so valuable. I was able to determine the exact position where the deer was standing right at the shot, which is right here. And I know exactly where he was at. And my blind that I was hunting out of is up this ridge. It was 70 yards away, and it was a relatively easy shot. The deer walked in. I waited for him to stop. He turned slightly quartering to me, which is, I like that shot with a muzzleloader. I like hitting the shoulder blade with a muzzleloader bullet to get good expansion. And I felt really good about the shot, and not being arrogant, but I'm very confident when I pull the trigger. I know I'm on the animal. I expect it to fall down, and this one didn't. So anyway, using the video, and I was able to come back in here and try to figure out exactly what happened, and I did. With the video and the still shot of the deer where he was standing from the blind, I was able to pick the exact path of the bullet down through the woods, and I found out why my bullet didn't hit him. Now I'll show you. Right there, 10 yards away from where I'm at, is where the deer was. Now look right here. My stand was right up there, and the bullet came right down through here and right through this sapling of all the bad luck. And there's wood shavings right here all over the place where it blew it out. You can see where the bullet went right through there. And another valuable aspect of having video footage is you can go back and review, and you can watch where the deer ran. Now in this case, I got video of the buck running right by this tree, and so I know he passed right by it. And I probably would not have been able to determine that without a video, because in the excitement of the moment and the deer running, it would be hard for me to pick out the exact spot where he was at. But because of that, now I can go look, and I can make sure there's no blood, no hair, and which I didn't find any sign. And that helped me feel better about it, because then I determined that I definitely did not hit the deer. Once that bullet hit that sapling, it deflected, and who knows where it went. Well, if you're watching this video, I guess you see how I messed up on that hunt. But I believe in showing the good and the bad. The failures are just as much a part of hunting as the successes are. So all I can do is hope that the buck grows bigger and comes back next year. And what I really wanted to show in this video mainly was following up on the shot, how important that is. I wanted to make sure that I did or did not hit the deer, in which I was able to determine that. And the other thing was, I was going to talk about the cameras a little bit. I get a whole lot of people on social media, sending me messages asking about cameras, what kind of cameras you use for this shot and that shot, and etc. So I want to talk about it a little bit, real quick. So one camera I really like is a little action camera. This is I'll call it a GoPro knockoff. It's not a GoPro, it's an Akaso brand. They're much cheaper than a GoPro. You can get these on Amazon, and it's a great little camera for outdoor use because it comes with a waterproof case, as you can see is on there, and it's a wide angle camera, so you can position it on your tree stand or behind you or above you, wherever you're hunting, and it captures a real wide field of view out in front of you, so you can get your hunting action. And I've got this flexible mount with a clamp, and this clamp is real strong. You can clamp that on a tree limb or on your tree stand, and I like it behind me on a limb if I can work it out that way, because that's what I did in this hunt with this particular camera. Now the only problem with using this, of course, is if I position it and then the animal happens to come from a different direction where it's not aimed, and I don't have time to turn it when the animal's coming, so I won't capture the video. So that's where I really like the Tacticam. So let me show you that. So the Tacticam can be mounted a lot of different ways. This mount right here hooks onto a scope. You can actually hook it onto the bottom of the barrel if you wanted to. A lot of the Tacticam camera sets come with different mounts, but this is really nice because as soon as I see the animal, I hit the button and turn it on. I'm aiming, and wherever that gun is pointed, that camera's videoing. So at the exact moment of the shot, when the animal stops and wherever you shoot him at, you got a video of it. The important thing to remember is, as soon as that animal takes off, assuming that he does, keep that gun on him. as long as you follow him with your gun through your scope or over your sights, your camera is recording every move he makes. So as he runs away, then later you can go back and look at the video and you can say, okay, this deer ran right beside a particular rock or right beside a particular log or tree, and I can go right to that exact spot and look for sign. So that's how I have it mounted on the gun. But I also like it on my bow. So right here you can see how small the camera is. And on the bow, I have a stabilizer mount, and the camera just goes right inside there. And then it's got a screw right here that tightens it up. And now the camera is, once again, just like with the gun, pointed in the direction of the animal. So when I'm hunting, I hit that button. When I see the animal, I'm recording, and as soon as that arrow hits that animal, I'm going to follow him with my bow and keep that camera on him. And this is really, really good for bow hunting, because on several occasions I've reviewed the video right on the spot and was able to slow it down and make sure that I knew exactly where the arrow hit the animal, which is really, really can be a value in bow hunting, because then you know, hey, do I need to go pick up the trail right now, or was the hit maybe a little too far back or a little high? Do I need to wait a little while? So that's where this camera really comes in nice. And like I say, that mount fits right in your stabilizer. Real easy to use.